Live from the Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts. This is the YouTube channel vlog show in which video games, flash game show gameplays, along with sports and wrestling news are the norm. This is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, good times, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. And now, here is the host of the show, the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. And this is episode 265 of the show. Today is December the 1st, 2022. December the 1st, 31st. December 31, 2022. The final day of 2022 is upon us. And we're about less than 12 hours away from the new year, ladies and gentlemen. My friend Jordy Scow's on a 12-hour-long marathon right now for his chilling with Jordy. I'm hoping to join. I told him I will join him after I deal with these episodes of the show. And as you know, I'll be playing my final Saturday later on. I'll be playing my final Saturday Superstar Arcade, not only of 2022, but of my show, because I have decided to change the name of my video game plays. That will be known as Saturday Shenanigan-cade. That's what I'm... Shenanigan Arcade is pretty good, but I wanted to get Shenanigan in the title because it is part of my show. So Shenanigan-cade it is. So Saturday Shenanigan-cade. I did make a new thumbnail, as you know. Starting next Saturday, I will be doing exactly that. So, it is a very yucky day outside, raining as usual. It is raining, like last week. Last week was a little rainy, but I'll tell you what. As we approach the end of the year, tell you what, it's been a wild ride. Let me tell you. So, but let's go with the final SmackDown of 2022, the end of the year, the final SmackDown 2022, as Bray Wyatt kicks it off to address his actions about attacking the cameraman with the mandible claw. LA Knight interrupts Bray Wyatt, challenges to a match at the Royal Rumble. Wyatt does accept the challenge, but then Uncle Howdy comes out, interrupting both men, but he attacked Bray Wyatt. What is going on? A lot of mind games have been playing around here. And the match is going to happen in pitch black rules match. I don't know exactly what that match is, but eventually we'll come to find out and learn more about that information once we come to it. And then Sami Zayn was talking to Paul Heyman and about the strategy, because there's a humongous tag team matchup later last night when Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns join forces against the team of Kevin Owens and possibly his son's favorite wrestler, John Cena. I think that's pretty cool. Love that. I'm sure Kevin Owens' son, Owen, could be very happy about this. His dad teams up with his favorite wrestler. How cool is that? I'm sure Kevin Owens' son, KO's son, is in high heaven right now, and I'm sure he's got a big smile on his face. Oh, my daddy teamed up with John Cena, my favorite wrestler. You gotta be a cool kid for that to happen. Really cool. A brawl. A matchup between two of the biggest and toughest dudes ever. Sheamus went one-on-one with Solo Sikoa. Sikoa did win the matchup in tribute to Umaga with the Samoan Spike. But then the Usos and Sikoa did attack Sheamus after the matchup, after the bell. But then Drew McIntyre come out to stop them. So, this is going to be so much fun. The women's title was on the line. Ronda Rousey, along with Shayna Baszler in her corner, going up against Raquel Rodriguez, who's been working with her elbow or her arm. And Ronda Rousey did everything she could, but she did retain the title over Raquel Rodriguez. But Ronda Rousey's night just got, her night got better. Hey, and the New Year's as SmackDown Women's Champ, not so fast, because come to find out that Charlotte Flair had made her return to the WWE after 8 long months, I think it was since May. So you talk about 7 long months, almost 7 to 8 months. And she made her return. So Ronda's got the microphone and says, oh, you're going to be challenging me for the Royal Rumble matchup for the title, yada, yada, right? And then Charlotte Flair goes, no, 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 no. I'm challenging you tonight. Ronda Rousey kind of glared at Charlotte Flair and said, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it. Hands the belt to the referee and said, we're making the match. Shayna Baszler is trying to talk her out of it. I'm like Shayna, I know Ronda's your friend, but her ego is getting way big. So they had a match, and in less than 5 minutes, we have a new SmackDown Women's Champion. Charlotte Flair beat Ronda Rousey when Ronda Rousey meant to go for the armbar. Charlotte Flair found a counter for it, pulled on the tights, pinned, did a little action like her dad did. 1, 2, 3. You're looking at your new SmackDown Women's Champion to end 2022, Charlotte Flair. So I think Ronda and Shayna are gonna have a lot to chat to talk about. I think Ronda's ego had cost her in the end, unfortunately. So I'll tell you what, I'm just really, listen, congratulations, Charlotte Flair, 14-time. I think she's won more women world titles than any other woman in history in wrestling. So that's huge. So I think Charlotte Flair is. So then the Bloodline all sat down. They were chatting about tonight's main event. They were what Sami said last week and all. So, and they had a digital exclusive from last week where Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley attempted to invade the Rey Mysterio's Christmas party, but it was at his Dominic Mysterio's grandfather's house, or Rey Mysterio's father house. And Dominic was trying to start up something with Rey. Rey goes, no, you're getting out. Then Rhea Ripley starts running her mouth, starts taunting and Rey Mysterio, but then Angie, Rey's wife, slapped Rhea Ripley. She's going to pay for it. The police came out. They arrested Dominic Mysterio. And I'm going, oh boy, this ought to be fun. So, but then, come to find out, Rhea Ripley did bail out Dominic Mysterio. I believe this is going to be even more. Since the new year's rolling around, this is going to be a little bit more. I've got a hunch that WrestleMania in Hollywood, father versus son, Rey versus Dominic Mysterio, that match is going to happen. And I've got a hunch that when that match happens, it is on like Donkey Kong, for sure. But then, as Hit Row, Ashante Diaz and Top Dollar were talking about, and the New Day, Maximum Male Models, Madcap Moss and Ricochet were roasting Top Dollar about his little botch. But then when Ricochet says, you know what, you can't do it better, and then Top Dollar was like shoved Ricochet, and everybody's like, hey, calm down, chill out, it's just a joke, man, and everything else. But a match just came out of that one. For next week, I believe. It will be Ricochet versus Top Dollar in a Royal Rumble qualifying match. This is going to be interesting, to say the least. So I got to say, it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Royal Rumble qualifying matchup as Ricochet versus Top Dollar. Going to be a whole lot of fun. Imperium comes out to address the Tampa crowd, as you know. And talking about the ring being sacred, he said, and he showed a footage of everybody that got beat by Gunther. Now, one of the footage is Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, I believe in the new year, Great Muta is going to fight his final matchup, and he has chosen Shinsuke Nakamura as his opponent. So, in Japan, it will be the Great Muta going one-on-one with Shinsuke Nakamura in the new year. That's going to be an excellent matchup, I can tell. Hopefully, they air it. Also, I want to. Michael Cole did a classy thing by giving a shout out to the late Don West. Don West recently passed away at the age of 59 yesterday, and Michael Cole did the classy thing, giving him a shout out to make quite the impact. I know, like a little bit of a joke, Impact Wrestling, but at the same time, he is Michael Cole did a very classy thing, mentioning Don West. I thought it was really classy to WWE. I'm sure Triple H knew a little bit about it, and a lot of people You know, gotta respect Michael Cole and the WWE for doing that for Don West. And so, as Imperium was, and then Gunther goes, "Who's gonna? I've beaten everybody." But then Braun Strowman comes out, and goes, "I know somebody I noticed that video footage. I wasn't in it because that means you haven't beaten me yet." So, anyways, so he challenges Gunther for the Intercontinental title, and then Ludwig Kaiser, and Giovanni Vinci tries to in his way. He attacked both of them. They knock him out of the ring, and then him and Gunther went at it, but Gunther was outside the ring. So he decided, well, I'm going to do the express run. Flips Ludwig Kaiser on his head, knocks down Giovanni Vinci, and then when he goes after Gunther, Gunther sidesteps it. He rams into the barrier where the ring announcer and timekeeper were and all that. And then the Imperium ended up attacking Braun Strowman and ended up standing tall at the end. Strowman and Gunther, man, let me tell you, that when those two big boys collide, it's going to be... I feel bad for the referee. Anyways, the referee is the officiating that match. And finally, the final main event for 2022, John Cena and Kevin Owens joining up forces against Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. It was a heck of a tag team matchup, but in a surprising, Cena and Owens did pick up the victory, which would splinter up the Bloodlines momentum going into the new year. All right, let me just get back here for just a second and put this in here. All right, oops. Alrighty then, we're going to talk about the final NXT Level Up of 2022. A lot of matches, and it kicked off with a women's division matchup. Thea Hale from Chase U going against Amari Miller, and Thea Hale did win that matchup. Kelly Kincaid interviews Oro Mensah about Javier Bernal, Big Body Javi, or more like Big Mouth Javi. So that match is going to happen. So Bronco Nima and Lucian Price took on the team of Oba Femi and Bryson Montana. Those like two young and up-and-coming tag teams in the future. And Bronco Nima and Lucian Price did pick up the victory over Femi and Montana. The main event, Oro Mensah, formerly known as Oliver Carter, took on Javier Bernal, and Oro Mensah did end up picking up the victory for that matchup. So that is all the time we have on the final SmackDown NXT Level Up episode of 2022. And that is it for episode 265. Next episode, we're going to talk about the AEW Rampage Holiday New Year's Smash 2022 Event Center, the final Rampage of 2022. Until then, this is Eric Lima saying, until the next episode comes around, Mr. Announcer, please take us home. That is all for today's episode. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, tour for Bob Saget production, and in association with A Sweet Bofa Raving Dingleberry Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode of the show. See you on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now, and have a very blessed day.